Building a good looking medieval house in Minecraft is pretty difficult. In this video I'll show you 5 little details that your medieval house is missing. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to build better, get some building ideas, and overall just improve on Minecraft, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell below. Let's get this video to 15 likes, and without any further ado, let's get started. The first thing that so many people mess up is the block palette. I mean, it's 2020 and you're still building using diamond and emerald blocks. This is a building sin, even if the blocks are valuable. Try switching to a more neutral and realistic block palette. Although in Minecraft you can build fantastical builds, it's often best to go for something that's logical or at least a little bit realistic. The block palette that I recommend could use a whole variety of woods, but in my opinion, the spruce or dark oak looks best for medieval houses. Alongside that, some stony blocks like cobblestone or stone bricks for a foundation effect. You can also make great looking and simple builds that don't cost that much in survival. At number 2 we have depth. Depth is one of the most important things in a Minecraft build. Usually when someone hears that depth is required, they straight away just break some blocks in their walls and move them back. Sure, it's a step up, but depth goes way more than that. I recommend pushing some blocks, but consider using some of these items. A simple button could add so much depth to a build, no matter where it goes. If you have no idea where to put the button, try putting it on the corner of the houses. This could act as the bolts of a house that hold the whole house together. Next are the gates. These are a little bit difficult to integrate, but still could add a lot to the build, if you put them in the correct spots. On this house, I just have them up here in the front wall. You could also use ladders, fences, and signs for many other things, but the one that I really want to focus on is the trapdoor. A trapdoor, especially a spruce trapdoor, looks so cool on builds. I like to put them as window borders or just have them on the side of walls. The trapdoor is also the closest thing we have to vertical slabs, which is a great reason to use it. If you've made it this far into the video, comment down below saying trapdoor. Now for some weird reason, people don't pay attention to this part. Lighting is like one of the most important parts of the build, and people get it wrong 9 times out of 10. For medieval houses, I would never ever recommend using a light block like a sea lantern, glowstone, or a shroom light. They fill up more of the space and just don't look as good as the other options that we have. Lanterns, torches, and end rods are all great choices for lighting. Although end rods are more modern than medieval, you could still make something that looks cool. Torches at the entrance give it a nice little vibe, and hanging lanterns look so cool, especially if they are in the correct spots and in the correct lengths. To sum it up, use the right lighting to make your house look a little more realistic. If any of these tips have helped you out so far, make sure to join the Discord in the description below and send some pictures of these tips in action. At number 4 we have something that's so simple but adds so much to the build, which is gardening. If you're struggling with gardening, click the eye in the top right to watch the landscaping video that will take your gardening skills to the extreme. Gardening in Minecraft is highly misconceived. People use wither roses or even nether plants. The first thing that I would recommend is using a good flower palette, like an all white palette. But if you want to add some color, choose the good looking flowers. For example, tulips look so much better than poppies. When planting flowers, make sure to put them on grass blocks surrounded by trapdoors. Try to avoid the flower pot, especially on the outside, because they don't really look that good. Lastly, don't make your house into a greenhouse. Try to limit gardening. Don't get me wrong, add flowers, but make it look tidy. Next up is interior. The inside of the house should look just as good as the outside. People like to add crafting table, fences, and chests as their interior, and I can just say, without a shadow of a doubt, that looks terrible. You want to give a house a home feel, not a working feel. So here are some blocks that I recommend. First, add furnaces and crafting tables, but make them blend in. I like to throw them down on the floor and just make them part of the floor. Next, switch out all the chests for a barrel floor. It not only has storage, but has a really cool texture for the floor. Next, add some things that you see in your own house. A simple thing could be a couch, or even a coffee table. Lastly, instead of an enchanting table, try replacing them with something like bookshelves. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and join the Discord in the description below. And if your medieval house is looking good, but your landscaping isn't, watch the video on the screen right now. Goodbye, and I'll see you in another.